Have you ever stopped to think about which cars have most marked the history of humanity? Models that sold not thousands, not millions, but tens of millions of units across the planet. Vehicles that have spanned generations, reinvented themselves, and won over drivers on every continent. Get ready because today you'll discover the top 10 best-selling cars in world history, and I guarantee some of them will surprise you. The automotive industry has launched millions of different models over the years, but few have reached the level of becoming true global phenomena. Did you know, for example, that the world's best-selling car has already surpassed the 50 million mark? Or that some models were created over 40 years ago and still top the sales charts today? Others, created to serve regional markets, have become cultural and even political symbols. In this video, we go beyond the numbers. You'll learn about the engines that made history, the versions that became legendary, and how each of these cars changed the way the world drives. In 10th place is Ford Fiesta, which sold over 16.5 million units worldwide. Launched in 1976, it became a symbol of efficiency and practicality, especially in the European market. Among the most famous versions is the Fiesta XR2, a classic from the 80s with a 1.6-liter, 96 horsepower engine, which won over young people with its affordable sportiness. More recently, the Fiesta ST raised the model's name, bringing a 1.5 turbo engine with up to 200 horsepower, rivaling much more expensive sports hatchbacks. In 9th place, we have Ford Model T, with 16.5 million units produced between 1908 and 1927. Called the car that put the world on wheels, it introduced the 20-horsepower 2.9-liter engine, which was revolutionary for its time. Furthermore, assembly line production pioneered by Henry Ford transformed the automotive industry forever. 8th place goes to Lada Classic, with 17.75 million units. Based on the Fiat 124, it became known for its robustness and simple mechanics. Its engines range from 1.2 to 1.6 liters, delivering 60 to 80 horsepower, enough power for the roads of the Soviet Union and regions with extreme climates. To this day, it is remembered as a virtually indestructible car. In 7th place, the Opel Corsa, which was also sold as Vauxhall and Chevrolet in different markets, reached over 18 million units. Launched in 1982, it became famous for its practicality and low fuel consumption. But it wasn't just about economy. The Corsa OPC, with a 1.6 turbo engine producing 192 horsepower, showed that even a compact hatchback could be exciting to drive. 6th place belongs to the eternal Volkswagen Beetle, which sold more than 21 million units. Produced from 1938 to 2003, its air-cooled boxer engine varied between 25 and 50 horsepower in classic versions. But there were also special editions, such as the Beetle 303S, which brought improvements in stability and performance. It wasn't just a car, it became a cultural symbol in the 1960s and 1970s, featured in films, social movements, and even rally competitions. In 5th place is the Honda Civic, with over 24 million units sold. Launched in 1972, it evolved from an economical compact to a global benchmark for reliability and innovation. Among its most famous versions is the Civic Type R, which today delivers over 320 horsepower from a 2.0-liter turbo engine, considered one of the best front-wheel drive sports cars on the planet. In the 2000s, the Civic Si also marked generations, with high-revving, naturally aspirated engines, reaching 200 horsepower and 8,000 RPM of pure emotion. 4th place goes to Volkswagen Passat, which has surpassed 30 million units since 1973. Recognized as a family sedan, it stood out in luxury and sports versions. The Passat VR6, with a 6-cylinder V engine and up to 200 horsepower, became an icon in the 90s. Later, the Passat CC brought bold design and cutting-edge technology, consolidating the model as a reference in comfort and performance. In third place is the Volkswagen Golf, with over 37 million units sold. It reinvented the hatchback concept in 1974 and became a leader for decades. The most striking version, without a doubt, is the Golf GTI, launched in 1976, which featured a 1.6-liter 110 horsepower engine and gave rise to the hot hatch category. It was one of the world's first sports hatchbacks, creating a category that still exists today. The Golf R, the latest, delivers more than 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive, combining performance and versatility in a car that is still practical for everyday use. Second place is occupied by the legendary Ford F-Series, with over 41 million units sold since 1948. This pickup truck line is the most popular in the United States and a benchmark for durability. Among the iconic versions, the F-150 Lightning Electric shows the future, while the F-150 Raptor, with a 450 horsepower twin-turbo V6 engine, is synonymous with brute force and off-road adventure. And in the first place, the Toyota Corolla, with over 50 million units sold, the best-selling car in history. Since 1966, it has conquered the world for its reliability and value for money. But not only that, versions like the Corolla XRS, with a 136 horsepower 1.8-liter engine, made their mark in the 2000s as affordable sports cars. Currently, the Corolla Hybrid, with up to 180 horsepower combining a combustion engine and electric motor, demonstrates the model's evolution for new generations, without losing its essence as a reliable and global car. There's also the GR Corolla, a sports car with a 1.6-liter turbo engine and all-wheel drive that rivals the legendary Civic Type R. The Toyota Corolla, the absolute leader, single-handedly outsells entire car brands in some countries. According to automotive market experts, the secret to these cars isn't just their sales figures. The decisive factor was their adaptability. Engineers from Toyota, Volkswagen, and Ford point out that their success came from combining mechanical reliability, more powerful versions to attract enthusiasts, and an affordable price to reach families. Economists reinforce that each of these models not only sold millions, but also redefined consumption patterns in different parts of the world. These are the 10 best-selling cars in the history of the world. More than just means of transportation, they are symbols of innovation, culture, and technological evolution. Each engine, each version, and each generation tells a piece of human history. Which of these models has made an impact on your life? Leave a comment and share this video with your car-loving friends. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel because we still have many lists and interesting facts that will fuel your passion for motorsports.